The jungles of Threnn-Vok had never known mercy. For 300,000 years, one creature ruled every canopy, every shadow, every drop of blood-warm rain that fell through its endless green dark. The Kessrath, a predator so refined by evolution that other species didn't just fear it, they worshipped it. Entire alien religions were built around avoiding its territory. Warlords paid tribute in livestock just to keep it from crossing into their lands. Its venom could dissolve bone in under a minute. Its senses could detect a heartbeat through solid rock. It had never lost a hunt, not once in all of recorded history, until it met a human named Kessrath. The Vrenn Trade Compact had been observing humanity for 6 years by then, cautiously, skeptically, from a very safe distance. Humans were new to the galactic stage, loud, stubborn, and, according to most xenobiological reports, dangerously fragile. Soft skin, slow reflexes by Kessrath standards. No claws, no venom, no armor plating. "They won't last a season on Threnn-Vok," said Ambassador Vrenn, watching the monitors from orbit. "Send them in as a diplomatic courtesy. Let them see the jungle. They'll understand our caution soon enough." It wasn't cruelty exactly. It was certainty. The Vrenn didn't hate humans. They simply believed, with the calm confidence of a species that had survived the Kessrath for 300 millennia, that nothing born without claws could survive where their own ancestors had bled for control. Kessrath was 34 years old, a xenobotanist with the Earth Exploratory Corps, sent to catalog medicinal flora before the compact would allow full settlement rights. She had no weapon rated for apex predators. She had a satchel, a notebook, and a translator patch on her collar. "You understand the risk?" Vrenn had told her, almost gently, the way one warns a child. "The Kessrath does not negotiate. It does not retreat. It has never needed to." Kesh had only smiled. "Neither have we, most days. We just don't advertise it." The Vrenn ambassador didn't understand the joke. He would soon enough. 3 days into the survey, deep in a valley thick with violet ferns, the Kessrath found her. It moved the way water moves, silent, inevitable, dropping from the canopy in absolute silence, jaws already unlatching for the killing bite. Every recorded encounter in Vrenn history ended the same way at this point. A scream, a struggle, then nothing. The Kessrath's fangs closed around Kesh's forearm, and the jungle went still, because the venom that had dissolved the bones of 1,000 different species, venom built to overwhelm nervous systems that had co-evolved with it for hundreds of thousands of years, met something it had never encountered before. A human immune system. Human blood chemistry was an evolutionary accident of a different world entirely, shaped by a different sun, different threats, different ancestors. The Kessrath's venom, so perfectly tuned to Threnn-Vok's biology, hit Kesh's bloodstream like a key that didn't fit the lock. Her body didn't recognize it as venom at all. It recognized it as infection, and every human immune system on Earth had spent 200,000 years learning exactly what to do with infection. Kesh didn't collapse. She staggered, gritted her teeth, and did something that would be replayed across 100 worlds for years afterward. She grabbed the Kessrath by its jaw hinge with her free hand and held on. "Okay," she gasped, voice shaking but steady. "Okay, big guy. That's enough of that." The predator thrashed. It had never been held before. It had never been anything but the one doing the holding. Her calm crackled, her team screaming for her to run. "I'm not running," she said, breathless, blood running down her arm. "It's dying. Look at it. It's dying." She wasn't wrong. What the Vrenn watched next, through the drone footage that would later circulate to every corner of compact space, was not a battle. It was something stranger, and somehow more devastating. The Kessrath's own venom, rejected by a biology it couldn't comprehend, was triggering a catastrophic autoimmune cascade, its own body turning against the toxin with nowhere for it to go. It began to convulse, and Kessrath, bleeding, poisoned, her own arm swelling with an infection her body was actively winning against, knelt down beside the creature that had just tried to kill her. "Hey," she whispered, pulling an emergency stim kit from her satchel with her uninjured hand. "Hey, stay with me." She didn't run. she didn't finish it off. She injected the predator with a broad-spectrum antitoxin meant for her own injury, gambling that Earth pharmacology might buy the creature enough time. It did. By the time the Vrenn extraction team arrived, they found something no xenobiologist in compact history had ever documented. The deadliest predator in 3 sectors, unconscious but alive, curled beside a human woman who had used her own emergency medical supplies to save it, while her own arm was still swollen with its bite. Ambassador Vrenn stood in the clearing, utterly silent, staring at a scene that broke every assumption his species had built their entire relationship with this jungle upon. "It bit you," he finally said. "It should have killed you in 90 seconds. "Yeah," Kesh said, wincing as the medics finally reached her. "Turns out I don't taste like anything it's ever eaten before. And yet you saved it." She looked down at the Kessrath, its massive chest rising and falling now, steady, alive. "It was just doing what it's always done. That's not evil. That's just hungry." She managed a tired smile. "Besides, where I'm from, we don't leave anyone behind. Even something that bit us first." The story spread faster than any diplomatic report ever could. Not because a human had survived the Kessrath's venom, though that alone rewrote 3 sectors worth of threat assessments overnight, but because of what she'd done after. The Vrenn had spent 300,000 years learning to fear the jungle's deadliest hunter. They had never once considered what it would mean to meet a species that could survive being hunted, and still choose mercy. Ambassador Vrenn filed his final report that night with a single line that would be quoted across the compact for a generation. "We came expecting to witness the fragility of humankind. Instead, we watched a woman poisoned by the galaxy's most efficient killer refuse to let it die alone. And for the first time, the galaxy understood what it truly meant to be human." If this story moved you, subscribe for more human stories from the stars.